What if I told you that the way you spend your last 90 minutes before bed could be silently deciding whether your body burns fat all night or stores every single calorie you ate today? And here is the part most people really do not want to hear. You could be doing everything right during the day. Eating clean, working out, staying disciplined, drinking your water, skipping the junk food. And yet, one small mistake at night is quietly undoing all of that work while you sleep. Your body is working against you and you do not even know it. How many nights have you gone to bed feeling like you did everything right, but still woke up the next morning feeling tired, bloated, heavy, and stuck? Like nothing is moving, like your body just refuses to change. That is not random. That is not bad luck. That is your body being pushed in the wrong direction by habits you probably do not even realize are hurting you. And today we are going to fix that together. My name is Dr. Hana Sato. I have been practicing medicine for over 2 decades, and I have worked with thousands of patients all over the world who are struggling with stubborn fat, poor sleep, low energy, and the frustration of feeling like their body just would not cooperate no matter what they did. I specialize in the relationship between sleep, hormones, and metabolism, and what I am about to share with you today is something I wish more people knew earlier in their health journey. Because here is what I have learned after more than 20 years of working with real patients. The people who transform their bodies the fastest are not always the ones who train the hardest. They are not the ones with the most expensive gym memberships or the strictest meal plans. They are the ones who understand what needs to happen before they go to sleep. Fat loss and deep quality sleep are controlled by the same internal system. And if you do not align that system at night, you are fighting your own body instead of working with it. You are making the journey 10 times harder than it needs to be. So in the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through 6 specific habits you need to build into your night routine. Not just what to do, but why it works at the biological level, what to avoid, and how to make it simple enough to start tonight. And I want you to stay with me through all 6, because number 4 and number 6 are where most people completely and unknowingly sabotage themselves. But first, let me give you a picture of why this matters so much. There was a long-term fat loss study where participants followed similar diets and exercise programs. Same calories, same structure, similar lifestyles, and yet the results were completely different. Some people barely changed at all. Others consistently lost body fat, improved their energy, and felt dramatically better. Do you know what separated them? It was not motivation. It was not genetics. It was not who had the better trainer. It was their night routine. The ones who protected their nighttime metabolism, who understood how to send the right signals to their body before bed, were the ones who got real, lasting results. Your body does not burn fat randomly. It follows signals. Specifically, it follows hormones. And the 3 hormones that matter most at night are insulin, cortisol, and melatonin. Here is how to think about it simply. Insulin is your storage hormone. When insulin is high, your body stores fat. It literally locks the door on fat burning. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When it is elevated at night, which it should not be, your body stays in a defensive, fat-storing state. And melatonin is your sleep and repair hormone. When melatonin rises properly as the evening progresses, your body shifts into recovery mode. That is when deep sleep happens. That is when your growth hormone rises. And that is when your body burns fat most efficiently. Nighttime is supposed to be your body's most powerful fat-burning window. But if those hormonal signals are off, if insulin is still high, if cortisol is still elevated, if melatonin is being blocked, that entire window shuts down. The real question is, are you setting your body up to burn fat tonight? Or are you blocking it? Habit number 1, build the right dinner foundation. Most people eat dinner based on what they feel like having. What looks good? What is easy? What is there? And I completely understand that. Life is busy. But here is what that approach costs you biologically. Your last meal of the day sets the metabolic stage for everything that happens overnight. And the most important thing that meal can do is keep your blood sugar stable. When your dinner is built around a solid source of lean protein, think chicken, fish, eggs, legumes, and paired with fiber-rich vegetables, your blood sugar rises slowly and comes back down in a controlled way. Insulin does its job, levels return to normal, and by the time you are ready for sleep, your body can actually begin accessing fat for fuel. But when dinner is heavy in refined carbohydrates, white rice, bread, pasta, sugary sauces, processed foods, your blood sugar spikes sharply. Insulin floods your system to handle that spike. And while insulin is elevated, fat burning is completely blocked. Your body cannot burn fat and manage a high insulin load at the same time. It does not have that ability. So the simple principle is this: protein and fiber first, refined carbs minimized. Not eliminated entirely, balance matters, but not dominating your evening plate. Think about this practically. A dinner of grilled fish with roasted vegetables and a small portion of sweet potato sends very different signals to your body than a plate of white pasta with a heavy sauce and garlic bread. One of those dinners sets you up to burn fat overnight. The other one sets you up to store it. What did your last dinner look like? Be honest with yourself. Habit number 2. Close your kitchen early. This is where discipline really matters. And this is also where I see people struggle the most consistently. Most nighttime fat gain does not come from the meal itself. It comes from the little snack after the meal, the handful of something while watching television, the small bowl of something sweet, the crackers and cheese. Whatever it is, it feels small. But biologically, it is not small at all. Every time you eat even just a small amount, you trigger an insulin response. That means fat burning stops. And if you are snacking late into the evening, your insulin never fully drops. Fat burning never has a window to start. And when you finally fall asleep, your body is still in storage mode. The boundary I recommend to all my patients is simple. No food for at least 3 hours before you go to bed. Not most nights. Consistently. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. But I get hungry at night. And I want you to honestly ask yourself, is that actual hunger? Or is it a habit that your brain and body have been trained into over months and years of late-night eating? Because in most cases, it is not true physiological hunger. It is a conditioned response. Your brain expects food at that time because it has always received food at that time. Breaking that pattern is not easy at first. But within 1 to 2 weeks, most people find the craving fades significantly. Your body adjusts. And the metabolic benefit is enormous. Habit number 3. The 15-minute metabolic reset. After dinner, most people sit down. They settle into the couch. They scroll through their phone or turn on the television. And I understand dinner is supposed to be a time of rest. But that stillness right after eating is one of the biggest missed opportunities in fat management. Here is the science. When you eat, glucose enters your bloodstream. Your muscles, if they are active and receptive, can absorb a significant portion of that glucose directly, without requiring large amounts of insulin. But when you sit completely still after eating, your muscles are not engaged. So your body has to produce more insulin to handle that glucose load. A simple 15 to 20-minute walk after dinner changes this equation dramatically. Walking engages your leg muscles, your core, your circulation. Your muscles start absorbing glucose independently. Blood sugar stays lower. Insulin stays lower. And the fat-burning window that follows is deeper and longer. This is not complicated. You do not need special equipment. You do not need to go to a gym. A gentle walk around your neighborhood, even around the inside of your house, makes a measurable difference. I have had patients who made no other changes to their routine, same food, same sleep schedule, same exercise, and simply added a walk after dinner. Within weeks, their fasting blood sugar dropped, their sleep improved, and they began losing fat again after months of being stuck. The habit is simple. The barrier to starting is almost zero, and yet so few people do it. Ask yourself honestly, do you move after eating? Or do you go straight to the couch or your phone? Habit number 4. Eliminate nighttime light exposure. This is the habit that surprises people the most. And it is the one where I see the greatest damage being done quietly night after night, in almost every household. Your brain has a specific system for knowing when it is time to sleep. That system is controlled primarily by light, specifically by darkness. When darkness falls, a part of your brain called the pineal gland receives a signal and begins releasing melatonin into your bloodstream. Melatonin is what prepares your body for deep, restorative sleep. It lowers your core body temperature, slows your heart rate, reduces cortisol, and opens the door to the kind of deep sleep where your body repairs itself and burns fat most aggressively. But here is the problem. Your phone screen, your television, your laptop, the bright overhead lights in your home, they all emit what is called blue light. And blue light is the specific wavelength that your brain interprets as daylight. It directly suppresses melatonin production. So when you are lying in bed at 11 at night scrolling through your phone, your brain does not know it is 11 at night. Your brain thinks it is the middle of the afternoon. Melatonin stays suppressed. Your core temperature stays elevated. Cortisol does not drop properly. And when you finally do fall asleep, often much later than you intended, you miss the first and most important cycles of deep sleep. This is not a minor inconvenience. Deep sleep is when your body releases the most growth hormone, which is one of the most powerful fat-burning agents your body produces. Without sufficient deep sleep, growth hormone is blunted. Fat burning is blunted. Recovery is blunted. And you wake up the next morning tired, inflamed, and often craving sugar and carbohydrates because your body is looking for fast energy to compensate for the poor sleep. The recommendation is to begin dimming your environment and reducing screen exposure at least 60 to 90 minutes before you want to be asleep. Warm dim lighting. Blue light filtering glasses if you must use screens. And ideally, putting your phone across the room at a set time each night. How often are you scrolling right before bed, knowing you should stop? Most people know. They just have not made the decision to change it yet. This one habit, more than almost any other, can transform your sleep quality and your fat-burning potential within days. Habit number 5. Trigger your body's sleep switch. Sleep does not happen just because you lie down and close your eyes. Your body has a specific physiological process it needs to go through to enter deep sleep. And the most important part of that process is a drop in your core body temperature. Your core temperature needs to fall by approximately 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit for your brain to transition into the slow wave, deep sleep stages. And one of the most effective ways to trigger that drop is something very simple. A warm shower or bath taken 60 to 90 minutes before bed. This sounds counterintuitive. How does a warm shower cool you down? Here is what happens. The warm water brings blood flow to the surface of your skin, to your hands, feet, and face. This allows your body to radiate heat outward. When you step out of the shower, your core temperature drops rapidly. That drop sends a clear signal to your brain. Time to sleep. Melatonin rises. Your body relaxes at a deep level. And when you do fall asleep, you enter deep sleep faster and stay in it longer. This is not a new discovery. Research on this specific mechanism has been published for decades, and I have recommended it to countless patients who describe themselves as not being able to sleep despite being exhausted. Within a week of adding this one habit, many of them reported falling asleep faster, waking less during the night, and feeling genuinely rested in the morning for the first time in years. Does your body feel ready for sleep when you get into bed? Or are you lying there forcing it, waiting, mind still racing? If you are forcing it, your body is telling you that the signal to sleep has not been properly delivered yet. Habit number 6. Shut down your stress system. This is the most important habit on this entire list. And it is the most overlooked one in modern health. You cannot burn fat in a stressed body. That is not an opinion. That is physiology. When your cortisol is elevated, your body is in what we call sympathetic mode, sometimes called fight or flight mode. In this state, your body's priority is survival. It keeps blood sugar elevated for fast energy. It holds onto fat as a reserve. It suppresses digestion and repair. This is exactly the opposite of what you need at night. And here is the critical part. Your nervous system does not automatically switch from stress mode to recovery mode just because the clock says it is bedtime. You have to actively help it make that transition. Most people go to bed still mentally carrying their day, still thinking about conversations that went wrong, still planning tomorrow, still holding muscle tension in their shoulders and jaw and chest without even realizing it. They lie down exhausted, but exhausted is not the same as relaxed. And a body that is exhausted but not relaxed cannot achieve deep, fat-burning, restorative sleep. What helps? Slow, intentional breathing is one of the most powerful tools available. When you exhale longer than you inhale, breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6 to 8, you directly activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Cortisol drops. Heart rate slows. Muscle tension releases. Your body gets the chemical signal that it is safe to recover. Gentle stretching accomplishes something similar. It releases the physical tension your muscles have been holding all day. And simple stillness, lying quietly without a screen, without noise, allowing your thoughts to settle, is something almost nobody does anymore, but that your nervous system is desperately hungry for. In my clinical opinion, chronic nighttime stress is the most underestimated obstacle to fat loss in modern life. People spend thousands on supplements, programs, and equipment, and they go to bed tense and wired every single night and wonder why nothing works. This does not have to be complicated. 5 minutes of intentional breathing before sleep can make a measurable difference starting tonight. Let me bring this together clearly. These 6 habits are not random suggestions. They are a system. Each one addresses a specific biological signal that your body uses to decide: burn fat or store it, sleep deeply or stay in a shallow, stressed, disrupted state. Dinner built on protein and fiber stabilizes your blood sugar and keeps insulin low. Closing your kitchen 3 hours before bed ensures insulin drops completely so fat burning can begin. A walk after eating speeds up that process dramatically. Reducing light exposure allows melatonin to rise naturally so deep sleep can actually happen. A warm shower triggers the temperature drop your body needs to fall into deep sleep quickly. And intentional relaxation before bed shifts your nervous system out of cortisol-driven stress mode and into recovery mode, where your body heals, restores, and burns fat through the night. The gap between a body that is thriving and a body that is struggling is often not the gym. It is not the diet. It is what happens in those 90 minutes before you close your eyes. You now know what to do. Starting tonight, you can choose differently. Now, here is what most people miss even after fixing their night routine. What you do in the first hour of your morning determines whether that overnight fat burning continues through the day or shuts down within minutes of waking up. I have broken that entire system down step by step in my next video. Copy my morning routine to burn fat all day. Go watch that now. I will see you there.